What's going on? My name is Dilez. I've just released my debut album, Warm Duvet Covers. Join me as I sit with the guys and talk about the inspiration and the message behind this album. Welcome and enjoy.
Hey everyone, today two exciting artists that are taking over the hip hop scene in PMB have joined us in studio. And I'm talking about no other than Dilez and Ivy Wayne. Welcome guys. It's nice to finally have your faces here. We spoke about organizing this for a while and now it's happened.
Yeah, happy to
We
be here,
appreciate it,
brother.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Much love, man. Before we get into the project itself, I'd like to kind of understand where you guys are at or where your heads are at within this hip hop scene in Maritzburg. Because as an aspiring artist or as aspiring artists, because you guys were sort of like a package deal, you work together and each guy shines because of the other one.
Definitely.
But as aspiring artists, how are you guys finding the hip hop scene, especially after getting that buzz with the debut music video
Yeah.
on Channel O? That was exciting. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie,
Yeah,
that's
But
true.
how are you guys finding the hip hop scene in PMB so far?
Well, see, the thing about the hip hop scene in PNB compared to some of our neighbors like Durban, for example, it's not as vibrant. The special talents is few and far between, but it's there. PNB is for me. PNB is a city that I believe in. Because I know some really talented guys, even from the past, and meeting guys like Ivy Wayne, amazing. In my opinion, world class. And they're from PMB. So as much as it's not that vibrant, but there's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential. It's just about finding it and giving the right people the opportunities. Yeah.
No, I agree with him. That's what I've seen. Like thinking back to around about the first time where me and Deals met, I was looking for people to work with that were actually really serious about the music. Because I figure, from what I've seen, the culture exists, but it's very low key. It's very niche and very divided. Like there are lots of people that really love the music, but they're not that connected compared to, like, let's say there's a network and a system set up nicely in Joburg or Durban, like the culture proliferates throughout. But here in PNB, that's not the case. But when I met Deals, he was very serious and focused on this. We started working with other people like Bilo Shabalala, and we
Insane
really,
artist, by the way. I'm
very,
sorry.
very
Wow.
talented
Yeah.
artist, producer, songwriter, and we're really trying to push the motion forward because PNB actually really does love music, not just hip hop. PNB loves music. It's the city of choice for a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's other artists too, like Saz the realist.
yeah,
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because I heard his vocals on Dangerous too, and I was like,
oh yeah,
"Ooh."
that's Bilo.
Bilo-
Yeah, yeah,
Bilo's
Yeah,
insane.
and the
amazing.
song kind of just stuck with me because of that.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
It's
Beautiful stuff, man. And now, getting into the project, what is the message behind it? Or if more than one theme, the themes behind it. What were you trying to say or speak about, sort
Yeah.
of?
Okay, so with this project, there were a few things that I wanted to get across. First of all, I wanted to be as real as I could be, but also challenge myself. And in terms of the theme, I wanted to go with a very warm, inviting, romantic, type of theme. So that was basically the direction that I was going with. It was literally just about getting the right people, getting Ivy Wayne in the little spots where I felt like, okay, I need something acoustic here. I need some strings. I know I got Ivy Wayne. I know I got Bilo Shabalala for the crazy emotional vocals. So really, it was about telling my story, telling my romantic experiences, in the album, in the best way that I could.
Mm. That's interesting, man. Because I'll be honest, after listening to it, there was that warmness, that warmth, yeah, and this feeling of romance,
Yeah.
and it's after I listened to it where you talked about it and you spoke about how it has this touch of romance to it and its ups and downs and whatnot, and I felt that before I even saw the message. So yeah, you did a good job on
Yeah,
that, man.
because
You did a good
because
job.
love isn't like super consistent and it's not easy. It's up and down, and that's what I didn't want to sugarcoat things. Some people I've had people tell me that I'm a what's it called? A toxic lover boy. A toxic lover boy. But I feel like I was just being real. It wasn't even I'm not even being toxic, I'm just being real. Songs like Rumors.
Call me out on rumors you heard. I swear every day you're trying to get on my nerves.
Being and honestly.
Into your mind when the night falls. Does it make you nervous like the first time?
Songs where I'm being brutally honest.
I was gonna save that one for the last.
Yeah.
But I want to speak about that because I get that sense of, as much as there might be other females out there attracted to you, there's this one you want, but at the same time, it's like it takes two to tango. I'm not gonna do this alone, that kind
Needs
of thing. And
reciprocation.
if you're gonna play around, it's like that kind of thing,
Yeah, definitely.
For real, that's good, man. And can you tell us a bit more about what you were conveying in that? If there is something deeper, or
What I was kind of getting at was I know that we love each other. I know that we want this to work. But also at the end of the day, I gotta be honest. I am young, like this commitment thing. I don't really know if I'm not sure. I'm kind of undecided, and I am somebody who has a whole bunch of options. And in my youth, I don't know if I really want to surpass all those options and like kind of, just make that decision. So it was just about being truthful about those thoughts that are in my head,
Yes.
not hiding them, bring them forward. And
I
be
like
this
I
is
like
how-
I like when you say being truthful, because that's what the album throughout felt like, just you unveiling yourself. So that leads me to Winter.
Yeah. You think the master's warming up to me, but nothing is as cozy as it seems. I take it with a grain of salt. The love and hate is all the same for real. It's quiet till I'm loaded up a beat.
I get the sense or the feeling of growing pains within that too.
Yeah.
What was going on,
Definitely, bro. Definitely. I smiled when you said Winter because that's my favorite song on the album, because I felt like the way I was able to be so real, I didn't expect myself to be able to express myself in that manner and be so raw, but in a tasteful way, because I feel like I did it very tastefully. I'm telling you what it's like. I'm not faking anything. I'm not like, oh, I have this, and flexing things that I don't have. No, I'm just a kid, and this is what I'll be going through. My mom is trying to get me back in church. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I remember that line about going to church and getting in the
and-
books,
yeah, and my ups and downs with God as well, because that's another relationship that be having its ups and
It's a
downs.
relationship you had to tend.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what Winter was about. It was really looking at where I am, in that space, and just, showing you guys my perspective. Yeah.
Something that genuinely surprised me was just how cohesive a body of work the album really is. Because I remember you spoke to me and you asked me if I did the strings on Winter, because you're like, everything just fits so well, perfect. And I'm like, no, I didn't. So that's like credit to Dilez for that, because he was able to put together like this cohesive body of work, start to finish. It flows perfectly, in my opinion. And he was able to get the right people to work on exactly what they needed to work on in order for everything to work out perfectly. So yeah, that was just a pretty cool thing to hear. And I heavily emphasized that I didn't want to hear any of the songs before the album was out, because I wanted the true, genuine experience. Like he said, this is an album where he's essentially opening up to the world, and you want to experience that just as much as we make the music, we're still the fans as well. And you actually want to experience that.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. That's true, bro. Yeah. And because even for you, like people would assume as a producer, you play a certain role and that's it. But I feel like that's different. So even I can sense a sense of, it's valuable to you too.
Yeah.
And it's like I could also feel a bit of your influence in that too, in the music. And hence we move on now to the next song, Dangerous.
Yeah.
Over and over again, you still stuck in my head, girl.
That one, I'll be honest. That one feels like she's toxic, but I still like her. That kind of thing. Like, am I correct, or is there something deeper to that? Or because I feel like that song reveals a thorn of love, which can be this effect of love that builds tolerance for people that either hurt you or have hurt you before. And so am I correct, or is it a bit different or deeper?
Yeah, it definitely is thorny, but like you said, I still want you though, I like you with all of that, you're dangerous, you're not a safe person to. Okay, that kind of sounds bad. I wouldn't say like not as safe, but like as in like my heart is not is kind of at risk, I'm at risk of being hurt when I'm with you because you are the person that you are. But I love you the way that you are because I know I'm not perfect, I know you're also taking a risk with me, So yeah, there was a little bit of touch of toxicity, you know what I mean? But, hey, it's just reality.
Man.
It's a bit of spice for life.
And I like how you don't sugarcoat the truths and the thoughts you had, at that moment, because a lot of us be thinking these things and we don't know what to say, how to do. We don't even want to express them, but these are real thoughts we have, and I feel like you captured that very well, even on Dangerous.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Feel me? And then I know on the beat, that beat sounds so familiar. It can only be my guy. Ivy Wayne. You feel me?
Yeah.
So tell me a bit more about how it was like to be a part of that song and, get it done.
Okay, so that beat is actually like one of the oldest beats. It's kind of crazy. It was around about when I first started playing guitar. And so, I produced that beat, like everything from the ground up. And I remember I sent it to Mbilo Shabalala, MP, sent it to him, and he didn't do anything with it. It just sat there. And I was fine with that because, I was busy. That's how life goes. Then one day, we were busy working on other music. Like, you see, the way we work is so organic. Me, Dilez, MP. It's like the minute you put us all together in the same room, it just starts flowing. We know exactly what somebody needs to do here. The ideas are working and everything just comes together. So I remember that day, we literally walked in and MP was like, when you just started a beat on like the production software, you just started it. And he turns around to this man and he's like, hook somebody. So he gets to writing a hook instantly. And so we literally finished that song. And when we were done with the song, we were chilling. I just started playing the beat because I was like, I found it again. And then MP was like, And so he starts singing a melody and Dilez is like, wait a minute.
By the way, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. When that happened, right? So myself and my videographer, Geosonic, we had stepped out, right? Because we had been working on a different song. And I had just finished recording, so Ivy and Bilo were busy mixing my vocals and stuff. So we step out and we leave, right? We come back probably like 30 minutes later.
Yeah, it was
there's this
30 on
new
the dot.
beat. There's this new beat that's playing, first of all. And secondly, there's some vocals on them, which means Mpilo just recorded, bro, some crazy vocals.
Yeah.
You heard Dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
stuck.
yeah.
It's stuck.
Bro.
It's stuck in my head.
Bro, and when I walked in at that time, and bear in mind, I hadn't made many R&B songs at the time, right? So I walk in and I hear this, I'm like, whoa. Like, it touched me so much to the point where I was like, I gotta get on this, even though I'm not really traditionally a R&B artist. But I felt like I also, because I was working on Warm Duvet Covers at the time. It wasn't what it is now, but I was working on it, right?
Yeah.
So when I heard this, I'm like, this is a good opportunity for me to challenge myself. You know, to throw myself in a deep water with someone like Mpilo, you know, who's like an R&B genius in my opinion, you know, and I knew that if I can do this, then what I want Warm Duvet Covers to be is actually realistic. You know
Like-
what I mean?
Something I remember was like the resolve you had in your voice when you came through, because he didn't even hesitate. Like, literally opened the door, heard the beat, he was like, all right, set me up.
I'm in, bro. I ain't even gonna ask.
I'm in. And we were like, okay, let's go. And then we set it up, and the rest is history. Honestly, for me, it's probably like one of my favorite songs. There's a lot of like little nuance within the production, and then we also then tailored things towards like how both him and MP wrote their verses. Just to try and like make things
By the
shine.
way, they didn't like my first verse.
The
first time- They made me rewrite my verse. but it's understandable. You know, I was still learning, and I sent it to them. And when they were criticizing me, like, I was very open to what they were saying, because I did want it to sound better. You know, it can't be a song where Bilo's shining and I'm ruining the song, and it's my own song. Come on. You know.
Gotta be fair to yourself, and you know, I could sense that's that bit of challenging yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's like winter, and I think was it you and I where you the rhythm is not orthodox, I would say, and the way it's like an a cappella,
Yeah.
but with you know, some backing track, you know,
Yeah.
and the way you did it, I was like, okay, I like this. I like this. I don't hear this often, and I feel like you did a good job capturing the R&B side of things, but not sacrificing the lyrical part. You know, like who you are in it,
Well
for real,
put.
and you challenge yourself. I saw that.
I appreciate it.
Now,
Let me speak on you and I. So on my end, because again, that's another beat that I produced. I did not expect him to take it in the direction he took it. Like, we had spoken before, he had written a different song to it. Even that was more so surprising. But then this direction, it just shows like the versatility of his artistry. The fact that he can make so many different types of songs and cultivate so many different types of sounds and actually bring across his message. So like when I heard you and I was like, okay, this is really cool. It's quite the pleasure as a producer, because you never really know where a person can take what you produced.
yeah,
Like, you essentially are the person providing paint, and what the artist chooses to paint is entirely up to them. And so, it was a privilege to see how he used that.
beautiful stuff, man. I can see how you guys, y'all keep challenging yourselves, you know. And moving on to the last song we'll discuss today, City is on Fire.
There's people that live the entirety of their lives in poverty. Let that sink in. 1, 2, 1. The sun get to popping out, but the night is a dark kiss. Taxis running this.
First thoughts is, I want to rap again. You know, there was nothing.
You used to rap?
Yeah, I still rap. I still, you know, you know. But I'm trying to get back into, you know, the groove of releasing and whatnot. But I remember hearing that, thinking, yo, for the first time in a while, I'm inspired by a local artist. I actually heard someone, and I'm like, you know, and I've seen you at that point, you know, and I'm like, yo, I met this dude. but yo, I did not expect this. And I just remember a fire lighting up.
Yeah.
And it's late at night, dude. It's late at night, and I'm literally blasting this music in my room. So it's like
beautiful, bro.
I felt something with that. One thing I'll say is I felt resolution in that. I felt a sort of sternness. You feel me? But I won't say I really truly understand the song itself. Can you talk a bit more about it?
Yeah. No, definitely. So Cities on Fire was a heavy one, right? Because I felt like I was writing on the perspective of the masses, you know. And I was writing about pains and things that people go through in the city, you know. You know, like the normal person that you'll find at the taxi rank, like the things that they're probably going through. I'm not going through it, but I kind of felt a responsibility to kind of speak on those type of things. You know what I mean? Because those people go through a lot. You know, they're oppressed in a lot of ways, and they kind of need a voice. So I kind of felt a responsibility to speak for them on Cities on Fire, and you know, kind of, and also not only those people though, but just us as well, the city boys and the city girls and the lives that we live, and the potholes in PMB, just like a whole lot. You know, I was speaking just about PMB as a whole, my experience of PMB as a whole, and what I observe other people experiencing. You know, so that's just, I was painting a picture basically.
The picture I got, because as much as it wasn't clear, I got this city. I don't know if you've watched the movie called Beau is Afraid.
No.
But this guy, literally, from his perspective, the world is literally in chaos, and people are throwing TVs, places are on fire. But from a normal person's eyes, he's just walking to the store.
Yeah,
you know. But I got the sense of the chaos that even I see as an artist, and feel that, okay, if I make something, I have to speak about this at some point, you know, because I see it every day and it affects our lives. That's for sure.
One thing I also spoke about and I referenced on that song was the looting back in, when was it? 2020?
Yeah, I think it was 2020.
Yeah, I think 2020 when COVID came through.
Man, there was a lot going on in 2020. That's crazy. But yeah, the city was on fire in 2020. You know, it was a painful period for Maritzburg, for a lot of cities, but specifically Maritzburg. You know, so it's something I had to write because I remember that as well. I was still in high school at the time. But I remember seeing the city burning, and it hit home because this is my city, bro. Like, you know, this is where I was born. This is where I grew up, you know, so didn't want to see that. So eventually, I guess it manifested itself into a song, you know.
Definitely, man. And then we have that duty as artists to always do that once in a while, at least, you know.
Definitely.
But moving on from the projects, do you guys see yourselves doing anything else, or, you know, things we could look out for, you know?
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
you want to speak on that first?
Yeah, I'll speak on it. So at the current moment, we're just finalizing a lot more music for you guys. So we just dropped the whole project, a whole album, and yet there's already a lot more music on the way. The work never stops. Yes. Proper deluxe on the way. Literally the whole conversation has been about that. Even like last night we're working on it up until late. That's how we work. Like we're totally committed and dedicated to this work.
You shot a music video before we got here. 4 cities on fire.
Yes.
Was it? I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that.
Insane. We shot it with this videographer. His name is Cortez Creations.
The same dude who was the videographer for the music
video.
Yes. Very talented.
Insane.
Again, another PMB. Yes, another PMB talent. There's a lot of people like that. That was the whole point, so that you just got to bring those people together and you'll see what you can create.
I agree.
Because this city genuinely has a lot of talent. And also something that I really liked that we saw while we were working on this music video, how can I put this? I guess it is, in Zulu, is Ubuntu. You could see it from the people while we were shooting the video. The way people would park their normal way just to walk around us because we were shooting, and graciously so. We thanked them, obviously, and they were more than happy just to help out. We had some taxi drivers help out just so we could shoot in the taxi rank, as well as other places. Like, genuinely speaking, it's so cool to see like this little spark of just this one album, this one song, this little spark of Cities on Fire, and the way it sparks so much positivity from people. It's like just really cool to see. It's hard to put into words, honestly.
Definitely. It's one of those things.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And not a lot of PMB artists are prominent, you know. So one thing I'm also hoping for is that with you guys emerging and you continue to soar higher, that even the standard of hip hop in PMB grows, you know, and we get more people coming up and sharing experiences and releasing things, you know. But definitely, for sure, man, it's been a pleasure having you guys in studio, and I can't wait. I personally can say that I can't wait to hear the next bit of music, for real.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Likewise, man. But for now, just sit in that Warm Duvet Covers, man. That album was designed for you to just sit in it and just like grow through it, you know. So yeah, man. It's
And even I feel like today's weather, it feels like that. It feels like I could just play the whole
have
the whole
a cup
project.
of coffee, pull somebody you care about close, and listen to Warm Duvet Covers.
Dude, you're nice, you're nice, bro. But thank you guys very much for pulling through, and you guys heard it from their mouths. There's more coming. Stay tuned for more, and ensure that you follow up whenever you know the guys release. Support talent, that's for sure, and the talent is always gonna give back to the city.
Indeed.
much love.
It's getting off for me to think about all the times that you and me keep falling off. Why do I keep holding on? There was a time I thought that you're the one for me, but the love I need wouldn't bleed fallacies. Where's the point in no